ShelbyKay here, and welcome back to my channel, or hello if you are new. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit, I don't want to say a little bit different, but I just wanted to talk about something that I'm actually really excited to kind of talk about. I have really been trying to build sort of a personal brand, and I have really been trying to figure out kind of what my focus for this channel is going to be. What is kind of the purpose? What kind of things do I want to inspire and promote? And what is going to be the message of the videos that I want to post on this channel, rather than just be a general lifestyle channel. That's definitely what my channel is going to be more about, is lifestyle stuff, but I kind of wanted to have more of a focus, more of a goal in mind of what kind of content I wanted to post. And so the thing that I have kind of come up with that I really want to focus my content and my channel and my brand around is this idea of self-confidence and self-love and just being yourself, being completely 100% the person that you are without any shame, without any fear of judgment, anything like that, and just kind of this concept of being a badass. So today I kind of wanted to make a video about what it means to me, or what that means to me, what being a badass means to me, and also, it's going to kind of be the pillars of what I'm hoping to accomplish with my videos, what I'm hoping to inspire in you guys, and what kind of messages I want to promote. So these are going to kind of be the big main things that I'm kind of aiming for with my videos and my content, as well as just defining what does it mean to be a badass, because, you know, everyone has their own idea. So this is what I think of when I say being a badass person is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the pillars of being a badass. So the first kind of pillar of being a badass person is that you kind of need to understand that every single person has an inner badass. That has kind of become the tagline for my channel. If you guys haven't seen my new banner, it does say unleash your inner badass. And you might see that and you might think, but I'm a totally boring person. I am not a badass person at all. But that is completely not true. Every single person has an inner badass according to my definition of what a badass is. And essentially that means your inner badass, or just being a badass in general, just means that you're yourself. It's your inner self. It's the person that you just are. It's your personality. It's your likes. It's your interests. It's your beliefs. It's literally everything that makes up who you are as a person. And so every single person on this planet has a personality, has interests, has beliefs, has opinions. It is, you know, they have things that make them up. I mean, they're a person. There are things that make up who that person is. And that is what I mean when I say being a badass or unleashing your inner badass. And that is just putting yourself out there, being who you are, you know, having no shame in the things that you're interested in or that, you know, you believe, and just being who you are unapologetically. That essentially is the, in a nutshell, definition of what being a badass person is to me. And I think that is so, so important, especially in today's world with social media and just all this other outside influences of who we're supposed to be, you know, what kind of person we should strive to be, that kind of thing. I think it is so important to remember who you are, what your values are, what you find interesting, you know, what you find valuable, and just staying true to that. And as I said, every single person has an inner badass. Every single person is a badass in their own way, and it's going to look different for every single person. And so I think that is the first and most important thing to remember, is that even if you think you're the most boring person in the world, you are a badass because you are a person, you do have a personality, you do have thoughts, feelings, opinions, all that kind of thing. So that is the first pillar of being a badass in my definition. And that brings me to the second pillar, which is essentially the definition I just said, and that is to just be unapologetically you. You know, show off your quirks, show off your personality, show off your talents, dress how you want, you know, act how you want, as long as you're not like hurting other people. Just staying true to yourself, being who you are all of the time, not putting on a mask and pretending to be someone that you're not. Even if you think that something that you might, you know, like or do or have or something like that is a flaw, and that you think other people are going to maybe think it's weird or, you know, not really accept you for it, that kind of thing, just, you know, embrace it. Like, that is part of who you are. Even if it's something that maybe you're not so proud of or so, you know, excited about, it's still part of who you are, and it's still something that I feel like you need to embrace. and that you need to be okay with accepting, like, this is just a part of me. I'm not saying that you can't work on it if it's something that you can work on to make better, that maybe you'll feel a little better about, but just you need to be able to embrace it. And that's a part of just being unapologetically you, is just being able to, accept every part of yourself, to accept, even the things that maybe you're not so fond of, but just saying, this is me, this is who I am, take it or leave it. And another really important part of being unapologetically yourself is that you express yourself, whether that means that, you dress how you want, or whatever it means to you to express yourself. And not only in just like an aesthetic sense, like dressing how you want, but also that you're communicative, that you communicate with other people. What do you want? Where do your boundaries lie? That kind of thing. And that can be in literally anything. Being able to stand up for yourself, being able to draw a line and say, I am not going to do this, or this is what I'm going to do. And just being able to express yourself in that sense. That is another part of being unapologetically you, and not just letting people step all over you and make you feel uncomfortable and do things that maybe you don't approve of or that you don't want to be a part of. Of course, just having confidence in yourself. I feel like it is really hard to be yourself if you don't have self-confidence, if you don't have any sort of confidence in yourself. And I know it is much easier said than done to just say be confident. I know it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of, trusting and a lot of self-reflection and things like that to really just be confident in yourself. But again, that is something that I'm really hoping to promote with my content, is to just, show people that it is okay to be confident and how to build that confidence in themselves. Because trust me, that is something I have struggled with for a very, very, very long time, is self-confidence. Not that I was ever like, I'm the worst person in the world, or like necessarily was really down on myself, but I've always just been the really shy girl, someone who didn't really, I want to say show off, but not necessarily in like a bad way, like, ooh, look at me, but I've always been very secretive, I've always been very reserved and just not putting myself out there. And over the last several years, I have really been trying to work on that. I think it is just so important, again, especially in today's world, to just be yourself. You don't want to pretend to be someone else. You don't want to pretend to be someone that you're not. Like, that makes life not fun, because then you have to keep up this facade. I think it's really important for us to just be ourselves. And again, that is something that I'm really, really, really hoping to, promote and to inspire and to kind of teach you guys, like, how to just be yourself, how to accept yourself, and that kind of thing. The third pillar is that you show yourself love and acceptance. And this can come in all shapes and forms. I mean, this can be your typical self-care, where you really just get down to the nitty-gritty and you give yourself bubble baths and you do your nails and you shave your legs and do all that kind of thing. But at the same time, it's more of a mental and emotional thing where you show yourself, or where you know that you have worth, you know that you have value, you know that you are an important person to this world, to this universe, to this life. You were put on this earth for a reason, and that you are important. You have immense worth, so immense that you can't even fathom how much worth that you have as a person. And to kind of go along with that, you show love to yourself because you are a person who is worthy of love, and you are a person who is worthy of connection and just everything that is good in this world. And I just think that there's just so much negative energy and negative media and just so much negativity out there in the world that we hear enough of it from other people, people judging us, or just, things on the news and things like that just remind you how awful of a state our world is in right now. And I'm not trying to get super political or anything, but the point is that I just feel there's so much negativity out there that you're going to get from outside sources. Why would you keep that negativity going for yourself? I think it is so important for us to be kind to ourselves and love ourselves and tell ourselves good things and, treat ourselves with respect, treat ourselves with love. I know I keep using that word, but just, doing whatever that means to you to show yourself love, whether that means eating really healthy and working out every day, or whether that means, I don't know, binge watching Netflix for several days because you're just not feeling the best and you just feel like you just need to rest and relax and just take some days off. Whatever that means for you, showing yourself love, telling yourself every day when you're getting ready for work or whatever, you are beautiful, you are worth anything that you want to put your mind to, you have potential, you are worth love, you are able to do whatever you want. Just telling yourself good things and believing in yourself and having faith in yourself and just telling yourself that you love yourself. Like anything that you would do to another person in your life that is important to you, whether it's your significant other or your best friend or whoever it is, the nice things that you say to them and the nice things that you do for them, do for yourself. Just showing yourself self-love, because you can't be confident. You can't, be yourself if you don't love yourself. And kind of going off of that, the fourth pillar is that you don't let the hate get to you. You don't let the negativity get to you. As I said, there is so much negativity in this world. There's so much just bad stuff that we hear and see and just know of going on in the world around us. And, maybe even in our own lives, there's so much just negative stuff that happens. Bad things happen, and that's just how it is, unfortunately. But I think it's really important to not let those negative things define you, to not let other people's judgments, to not let bad things that happen to you define you and write your story and make you who you are. There are things that happen in life, that kind of form you into the person that you are today, but they are not you. They led you to become, I guess, who you are, but they're not you. They don't define you. Just because something bad happened in your past doesn't mean that you're forever, the girl that got bullied in high school. And that's your only identity. I think that a lot of us like to fall into this trap of self-pity where we hold on to things for so long. And I get it. There are important things in our life. They are important, they are life-changing and just like, they are life-changing moments and things that happen to us that are terrible. And I understand that. I completely understand that. I am not trying to say that those things aren't important, that those things aren't, haven't made you the person that you are today. But I think it's really important that we don't dwell on them and have this victim mentality of like, my life is awful because all these things have happened to me. I think it's really important for us to look at them and say, yes, this happened and it was terrible and it was one of the worst periods of my life, but I grew from it and now I can do this because of this. Does that make sense? Like, just not wallowing in that and keeping a victim mentality for the rest of your life. And the same thing, with people's judgments and people, telling you these horrible things or like trying to control who you're becoming or that kind of thing. I think it's really important for us to be able to recognize those as just criticism that maybe isn't necessarily helping. I think with every sort of criticism, you need to look at it and say, okay, is this true? Do I believe this is true? Is this something that I am struggling with? Is this something that, has validity for my life? Is it something I truly care about? Honestly, if you're truly being yourself and you're giving yourself this self-love and you know your worth, you know who you are, you're not going to care what other people think. And it can take a long time to get to this point. And it's something I definitely still struggle with, even though I feel like I am pretty confident. I am pretty happy with who I am. And I'm pretty honest with who I am. For the most part, I still deal with people saying things and I'm like, ooh, is that true? And I kind of dwell on it a little bit. And it's something I definitely still struggle with myself. But I am finding it so much easier to kind of brush those comments off, to brush those things off, because I am having so much fun being myself and I am so happy and I am just so confident and happy in who I am that those comments don't matter to me. Okay, so we have 2 more pillars. So the next one is kind of the opposite in that you don't spread negativity. You're not judging others and criticizing others just for the sake of being mean or out of jealousy or out of spite or anything like that. Just like we don't want to be judged, we don't want to be criticized, we don't want to do that to other people. We don't want to spread that negativity. As I said, there's enough negativity going on in the world around us that we don't want to spread that. We don't want to create more negative energy and put that out into the universe because there's enough of it. We don't want to do that. And then the fifth pillar of being a badass, and again, probably one of the most important. I know I keep saying that for all of these, but these are on my list for a reason. And that is that you're badass. You're badass if you're... I'm putting air quotes for those, or I'm putting air quotes. You guys can't see it, but I'm putting air quotes around badass because essentially it's just yourself. It can change and evolve over time. As things happen to you, as your interests change, as your life changes, that person can change. You know, you can change as a person, and that is totally okay. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to pursue other careers. You're allowed to pursue other interests, and that is 100% okay. I know there are people out there who are going to shame you for it, especially if you've been friends with people for a really, really long time. I get it. But it is 100% okay. The world is going to evolve and you're going to evolve with it. And that's just the way of life. And some people just can't accept that. And I don't know why, but they can't. I mean, it doesn't make you any less of a badass. It doesn't make you any less you. It doesn't make you any less, you know, anything. It doesn't make you any less of a person. I mean, I am completely 100% not the same person I was 5 years ago. At all. At all. But I'm still me. I'm still happy. I'm still, you know, I'm still me. And I'm still a person who has value. And yeah, so again, I think this is very, very important. And this kind of goes along with like not dealing with the negativity. Don't let people's thoughts about you and their opinions about you keep you from changing if it's something that you really want. So those are kind of my pillars of being a badass and kind of my definition of what that means. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Again, these are kind of the big goals that I have for this channel and the kind of content that I want to post, kind of what I want or what I hope you guys are getting out of my videos. I have been really struggling with kind of finding a niche per se because I just have all these interests, and I feel like this kind of helps because I can just be myself, and that's kind of, I mean, my whole channel is going to be about being yourself, so I'm just going to be myself, and I'm not going to try to fit into a little bubble per se, and hopefully it inspires other people to, you know, be themselves and embrace their weird quirks and their interests. I mean, I'm literally a melting pot of interests. I don't know. I don't fit into one little category, and that is 100% okay, and I want people to understand that, and it's been taken me a really long time for me to be okay with that because I've always felt like I've had to fit in a specific clique or a specific niche, and I don't really, and that's fine. And this is just something that I'm really passionate about, and I'm really excited to take my channel in this direction. So I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are not already subscribed, please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below, as well as the little bell notification so that you're notified whenever I upload. Be sure to go and check out my Instagram as well as my TikTok. They will be linked down below. I'm trying to post a lot more on those things. As always, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.